Ooh, we did it now! There better be blood on that! Sorry for keeping you. Here is the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. And there is blood. Son of a bitch. We got her. It's clearly visible. Look!
Yes!
Now, this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. It can't be! In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson right from the front. I'm sure everybody knows by now who that person is. That's right, Miss Jezebel Brett. It's you! Ooh, is this where she's gonna freak out? Oh, the shit, the bird died! No! Outdone by a Japanese. Me, by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no. Oh shit, she's not dead, never mind. Holy shit. Yeah, whatever. She's like yelling, no! Wow, there's a lot of baby birds, holy shit. Everyone get her, she's flying away! What are you doing? Bella, do something! Oh, she's dead! She is flying away! The fuck? No one's doing anything! She's escaping! I forgot about that. I really did. Where did the birds come from? So it is real. Please excuse my little outburst. I really lost my composure. Sorry, me too. I lost my composure. I was freaking out too because I was like, what the fuck? She can fly? So, it's understandable. Most unbecoming behavior of the English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Rat, I think it's time that you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. Such proper music for her, huh? It was I who took the professor's life using Curer. As soon as you summarized, I chose the particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of the poison would be found in his water. Because Curer is unheard of here in Japan. Yes, of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant as long as I did. I only needed the professor to take a tiny sip of his water and it would be all over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone. And leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you've decided to come over to greet the professor. And not me, for some reason. That's so rude of you, by the way. You didn't greet me. You just said hi to the professor and left the woman ungreeted. The fuck? Meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. a plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. I fucking knew it! And no one's like, do you have a gun under there? No. Okay, I believe her. She does have it. Under your skirt. So I was right. There were 2 guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I intended. And then, as you bent down to pick it up, I shot him cold dead in the face. No, I'm just kidding. No. I mean chest. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the raider appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry and that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant was shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. Damn, but why would you kill him? Makes no sense. Why would you do it? Why? Why did you murder him? So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. We still don't know why. Your Excellency. Yes? I wonder. May I speak with you in private later? I shall call you on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. Check if she doesn't have a gun, by the way. Check she doesn't have a gun. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. I can't. I won't. I wouldn't. Don't do it. How can I forgive her? What the hell? Why would I forgive her? Would it seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be! Takasuchi Ouchi does not lose! Not to the likes of this rookie student who isn't even a lawyer major! You better start getting used to top opposition. Rynosuke Naruhodo! What? Yes? This insult to Ouchi family name will never be forgotten! Never! I will never forgive you for proving your innocence, even though you don't deserve the capital punishment or anything we're gonna charge you with. You becomes conceited with age, Counsel, but the old have to stand aside to make the way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Look, I stepped away. He's gonna take it out with his sword. Holy shit. Is that allowed in court? Is that even allowed? 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi name, clan, will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. I like how he doesn't take the credit. He's giving the credit to me. Well, to Naruhodo, not me. I make it seem like I'm Naruhodo-san. I'm not. The trial is in the Supreme Court of Japan. I believe, go down in history as a start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. despite being summoned as the accused, you, Rynosuke Naruto, presented an excellent case. We fumbled in the beginning, but we did it. We strived. We soared at the end. Thank you, Your Excellency. Just like the girl with the freaking parrot, the swan taking flight. She was trying to escape. You can tell me otherwise. That girl was trying to escape from that. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth of the modern mythology. After all, it has only been a short decade since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that the science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma. Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, observe everything in the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. If you know, you know. And I feel like it's foreshadowing. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Rynosuke Naruto. Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. And we do nothing. And I mean, he's on the court. On the trial. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Rynosuke Naruto, not guilty! Yay! And he's still shocked. He's like, how is he not guilty? This court is now adjourned. Well, that was easy. I guess we finished the game. 22nd November 26:44 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber. 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial? Holy shit! Rynosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations! Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No. It was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. I did that! The deal was that you defend me. You didn't defend me. Don't even. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Oh, impressed. I thought it was her father. Not her. Whatever. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruto-san's innocence. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result. Too. You know. Oh no. I didn't do anything. Thank you so much! If we hadn't had the research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words really should be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Where is he? Where's your dad? Father? We came in for your tutoring of the court proceedings, Your Excellency.
Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense.
Speaking of Mikotoba...
There you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Nawahudo-san, Nawahudo, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it was I who should be thanking you after all. Your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson.
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you worked together. But you never met. I never heard you mention that before.
It was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asugi.
How old are you, mate? Asugi? 42. Oh, he's not that old. But you have white hair already? Holy shit, you must be stressed out.
Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asugi clan. You're not taking your sword to the Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his all. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to that woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Oh yes, it's not easy to tell you this, but...
What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's a true culprit after all.
Yes, she will. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai.
What? Shanghai?
Giselle Brett will not appear in the court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not? It's a matter of conclusive jurisdiction. Susato? Oh, it's you! Inspector Hazunaga! It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to you to watch. I must compliment... But what's this all about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then, who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consul court will hear her case somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now, and that we signed the friendship treaty.
Yes, in a number of circumstances. You're right.
Sorry, I misclicked on that one. I didn't mean to click that.
And
so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. What kind of bullshit is this?
I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There must have been new dangers for the occupants. Push for her.
I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry was demanded that we hand over custody to Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murders very seriously.
But it's all going to change from now on. We can make a change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
She does, by the way. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it.
Oh yes. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. And this evening calls for a celebratory drink.
We're too young. Actually, we're not young. Never mind. We're 24. We can't. What the fuck? We can drink. I just felt someone behind me. I don't know. But Professor, you're right. There's no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Rynosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, may I suggest La Carnival? As a head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. Aren't you an inspector? Are you still working there? You're undercover. Like, the reason why you're undercover has been, like, resolved. Because we've got your criminal. You're the detective. Exactly! Aren't you? Let's not worry about the details for now. To La Carnival. Will you accompany us, Professor?
Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhito-san's release. Yes. Thank you. So just how Britt won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. That's what I've been trying to say, mate. I've been trying to say this. Kazuma. Yes, Rynosuke. I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do anything. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all on your own work, so I don't owe you anything then. Your skills made the difference though. One day I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer. Not to me. What? Come on, be serious! If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Well, I feel like he has more of a talent being a detective because he solved that case like a detective would. Oh no, not me. Oh, the intense verbal combat. I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do. That's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point. Listen, Rynosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human. Just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make the choice about what to believe in and what to stick to it. And to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your kind. Just look at today's trial. I'm a law student, a student lawyer with a precious little real experience. But you never stopped believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it through your own efforts and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. What was that? There's something I want to ask you, actually. Rynosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... you're still here, are you? Let's go, hurry. The food's getting cold. Come on. Oh, Inspector Hazunaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. What's the favor, mate? I want to know! Let's pick up the conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Oh yes, that too. What does that mean? So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba. Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. Well, not yours. Inspector Hazunaga, who didn't really play much of a part. But still, what do you mean? She helped us with the evidence! It's because of the help of the support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. He was the one with the evidence! Of course he helped us! Look at me, he's an asshole. But more importantly, Cosmo hadn't yet managed to ask me his favor for me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. And that's about it for this first episode of the game. Not of the series, obviously, but of the game. That was such a good series. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching for this first episode now. Why did I save on that? Oh my god. And as you notice, there are multiple episodes in this adventure. So until then, see you in the next part. We're gonna continue on with episode 2, The Adventures of the Unspeakable Speckled Band. See you guys then. Goodbye!
Hold it!
22nd November, 3:08 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Antechamber 5.
Just look at my priceless treasure now. My shelf I have scrubbed and scrubbed. But the repellent odor of meat will never be repelled from its resplendent surface again. But you have it back. Sorry. But you have it back in your possession at least. You should be grateful, man. How dare you!
Excuse me, but I just like to get to the Sabaton cushion there if I could.
Alright. Rest assured, you miserable military malefactor, this is not over. Incarceration awaits those who defraud a senior citizen for his priceless treasures. Watch your tongue, old man. Mark my words, I won't.
Like the baby's hanging on for dear life. Sorry, Sergeant, but could I just get at the Sabaton cushion over there as well?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I will go to jail. Never. Imagine if I did. The very next day, my boy would starve. My boy would starve without the chain of command in place to provide for him. I can't read apparently. Using a child to reject your serve. Myself, I call that absolute cowardice. Oh, really? And who just employed the old poor defenseless senior citizen tactic? The only way to fight an enemy who's using underhand tactics is with a tit-for-tat strategy.
Excuse me to interrupt again, but I need to get to that what's inside cushion there on the sofa.
Enough of your insubordination! What do you want, man?
Oh, please, don't mind me.
Aha! Do my eyes deceive me? Or is this the wide-eyed criminal from the trial before?
Wide-eyed, perhaps, but criminal, no!
Where is this unhealthy fascination you exhibit with the seating arrangements of others? Why were you peering under the cushion of this upholstered seat?
Oh, well, the thing is... Any luck? Did you find it? No, sadly not. I don't think it's here, Kazuma. You really are a liability. You really are a liability, Rynosuke.
Report at once. Have you lost something? Is that it?
Yes, we were just on our way to the party to celebrate my friend's victory here when... Wasn't the antetaper number 2? Or is that... Oh, actually, it's probably the trial, honestly. But I don't remember. And I like how it's on the same day. These guys are put on trial, too, because the guy just stole something from the old man. I realized that my university pin badge was missing. You lost it? How?
A university pin badge, you say?
Yes, from my collar here. You see? Yeah, how did it fall? Huh?
Oh, affirmative. Universe must be kept in prime condition at all times. A missing badge is unacceptable.
Sorry if I read that fast because my voice can't, like, I don't know why. Whenever I do his voice, it just hurts. I wonder. I thought if I looked around, it would possibly turn up somewhere. Like the old tale of the Kuban coin and the steak.
A parable of which I am actually aware.
But I'm exhausted in my search now here. The only logical conclusion is that someone must have stolen it.
And I was like, I wonder who stole his priceless pin badge. Who here's a thief? Don't look at me. I don't just find any old metal objects irresistible, you know. Imagine what would happen if a little trooper idol here swallowed something like that.
He'd actually be dead, honestly. I'm surprised, actually, Kazuma has a different pin on him. He has like a star. I'm afraid we'll have to give up, Rynosuke. Still, if you tell the office your student number, they should be able to issue you with a new one. You think I remember? You think Rynosuke remembers? Oh, there it is. That's right there. What's the matter? Don't tell me. Yes, I don't remember my student number. I don't believe it. I mean, this is the second time you lost your badge, isn't it? Well, actually, 4 times. 3rd, actually. Oh, wow, never mind. If you didn't think you could remember it, you should have made a note of it anyway, somewhere. I told you that until I was blue in the face, that the last time this happened. Yes. I do seem to remember someone telling me something along those lines. It was you, was it? You can't even remember who told you that. You needed to remember it. Rynosuke, I can see why you were put in trial, honestly, with that memory of yours. Like, holy shit, come on. Well, student numbers are 6 digits, Kazuma. Who could remember 6 digits? 6 whole digits. I remember my lunch number. I remember my lunch number. I remember my student ID. Don't even, Rynosuke. And the student ID for my college is 8. So, ugh. Yuma isn't exactly a long-established university, you know. All of our numbers are still rather low. I found it funny how like I say that, then they're on someone in the comments like, well, prove it! Say it! Say your numbers! I'm like, no. Don't want to get doxxed. In fact, they only use the last 3 digits. Well, that might help, I suppose. That might help. Rynosuke, it's only 3 digits you needed to remember. Just 3. Sorry, my brain it's just a disappointment. Yes, well. Anyway, young man, myself, I was greatly impressed with you in the courtroom today. Oh, you mean me? He didn't do shit! He helped me, but still, I did all the heavy lifting, if I'm honest. I know you already, before you even graduated. And such a loyal friend to this one. This one? What's that supposed to mean? Oh no, I still have much to learn. In fact, that was brought home to me in no uncertain terms only last year. My Achilles heel was spectacularly exposed by my best friend here. Indeed? What? By me? This is the first I've heard about it. Yes, by Rynosuke Naruto. You can't have forgotten, surely. It was last summer, at the speech contest. The speech contest? Oh, that! Contestants have to take to the stage and deliver a public address of any subject they chose. We were competing to give the most compelling and powerful speech. And yours was great. It made a huge impression on the audience. Obviously, since I was budding student for law, I was determined to win. And sure enough, one by one, my opposition fell. When I reached the final at last, I came up against you. Yes, you did. Not being rude, but when I first laid eyes on you, I thought to myself, easy win, easy victory. This cheeky wide-eyed no-hopper is out of his depth. He's going to be a pushover. Well, if he's... Okay, you say that, but he reached to the finals. Rynosuke reached to the finals, so... You should not, have low expectations on this guy, because he reached to your level. So... That's your own downfall right there. That's your version of not being rude, is it? Well, I paid for my complacency because it brought on that humiliating defeat. Oh wow, we won. Oh well, Rynosuke won.
Defeat? How were your rankings compromised?
My speech was going very well. I had the audience in the palm of my hand. They hung on every word. And then, when I came to the very last line...
Yes? What happened at the very last line?
It was supposed to be a climactic end. Unfortunately, I capably fouled it up.
Never! You mean you stumbled on your words, just like the narrator right now, because he can't really talk that well.
Shut up, Ricky. Spectacularly. Even now, I can't believe I ruined it.
Well, what on earth did you say, man? Speak! What's the words?
Rynosuke, you better say it. I still can't get my tongue around it. Sure, of course. If I can still recall it perfectly, of me defeating your ass. What you said at the end of your speech, or rather, what you intended to say at the end of your speech was this. Let me get your headband. So rise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight and the fight for... oh, no wonder. I can't say that either. Filial piety?
You say, what the fuck? I mean, what was he trying to say? And what went wrong?
Well, indeed, my sir, I see no problem with the pronunciation of these paltry words, even though the narrator couldn't say it as well, but he He's an idiot either way, but I have no problem at all since I'm old. In that case, old man, I invite you to say it yourself.
Oh, all right. Even though I just bragged about it, very well then, I shall. So arise, ladies and gentlemen, and applaud our forefathers' plight and the flight and the fight of the filial pile? Is it possible?
The arise, ladies and gentlemen part I delivered perfectly. But next part had me floundering for a whole 5 minutes. By the end of it, I was on my knees, in front of the podium, a blabbering mess. And that's when the audience started to heckle you. Arise, arise, they were shouting.
Hell on earth!
But then, of course, this man went to and delivered his word perfect speech with a perfect ending. How did you do it again? How did it go again? Let me see. So, my dear fellows, the message is simple. Treat your father and mother with respect. Something like that. I mean, talk about stating the obvious, but the fact is, I lost to that speech.
Tongue-tied is the only way to describe it.
I like how the sergeant's like in the background. He's not even in there. It's like,
Arise, arise, my fellow man. Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say it either. No.
well, it's quite tricky to say. I agree. That final fight for filial piety. I can't say either way. Especially, and ever since that day, I had this question whirling around in my head. Why did our forefathers choose such an awkward phase? Was it to mock their children? I mean, it should never have been qualified.
Oh, I can't say either way!
It's like, first, in the first place, he still messed up his words, and you're a fucking lawyer. Come on. At least you're going to Great Britain soon. It might not come up much there.
What was that cut?
Wait, what? Well, anyway, having lost to the accursed contest, I came after you to ask you a question. How is it you never trip up on your words? I inquired. And you just gave up a broad smile and said, speaking fast is my hobby. I mean, really? What kind of hobby is that? Do you think you could take your hand off your sword? Besides, it's just a way to pass the time. I mean, I get it. If you're not on your phone, you have to do something. He's just doing tongue twisters like every day, I guess. After that, you started talking to me at 10 to the dozen. You were possessed almost. Honestly, you can't imagine the shock I suffered that day. You really can't. You're right, I really can't.
Speaking fast, this is some sort of hobby I expect a civilian like you to waste his time on.
Well, you have to practice, of course, but there are some simple things to start with. Like this famous one, for example. Swift samurai sword swipes silently sideways. Holy shit, I said it perfectly with the lips, either way.
Ah yes, even a discreet tongue in the alien frame, such as mine, can find its way around that one.
I have no doubt. It's just a bit of fun, really. I can't imagine anybody would struggle to say it. Isn't that right, Kazuma? He's like, I can't say it! Swift samurai sword. Ah! It's like a blabbering mess by word 2.
It's not just a samurai. Every good soldier needs to be able to handle sword. That's why I've been busy teaching Ido the finer points of swordplay. None of the wordplay nonsense, Private.
Meanwhile, I'm like, what? Why is that anything to do with what I'm just saying? What the hell? Come to think of it, not long after that, we started to attend lectures together, didn't we? And we got into a debate about family values at the Sakuyaki place on campus. Do you remember? Yes, your argument was full of jokes and puns and wordplay as usual. I remembered it well. Oh, was it? In any case, I swore that I would never let myself forget the shock you gave me back then. That's why I hang out with you. Because if I hang out with you more and more often, I might forget. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where I was going with that monologue. Damn it. Anyways, I like how they say they attend lectures together. Does that mean they had class together? It's just that they haven't really noticed and bothered to hang out? Or is their universities kind of different? They can attend the classes together, any class they can if they want. I don't know. I want to know. And as a symbol of how seriously I took that oath, I decided to wear this, my red Hachimaki headband. Huh? He's like, what? I don't understand. Sorry, Kazuma. Yes? You lost me there, I'm afraid. I don't see the link. Why does your red headband have to do with your oath? Because it will always remind me of that smug look on your face as you uttered those tantalizing words. What words? You mean another tongue twister? I practiced and practiced until my tongue bled. Holy shit! The fuck? What kind of tongue twister is that? You have to practice and practice for your tongue to bleed just from talking. Were you biting your tongue? What were you doing? But in the end, I mastered it. Mastered what? Well, I think it's time you heard this. Actually, listen carefully now. I gotta do him justice. Holy shit. Here goes. Alright. Red headband. Lead headband. Dead headband. There. Word perfect, see? Wow, they added the epic music at the end. I see, but I don't really know that tongue twister. He's like, what? I don't stop! It hurts! I'd actually been meaning to ask you about that. About the story behind your headband, I mean. Well, now you know. So that I'll never forget the shock and humiliation of that day. That's why I wear this red headband every single day without fail. Well, I don't know exactly how much of a shock you think you had back then, but... Oh shoot, sorry, I almost burped right there. It can't be more than a shock you've just given me now. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but... the tongue twister I said didn't go the way you seem to have remembered it. Huh? It's just as famous as Swift Samurai Swords. So I can't believe you don't know it, really. It goes, red bread pan, lead bread pan, dead bread man. Wait, what? Bed red pan? Oh! It's like, it seems I've knocked some wind out of the headband of yours. No, it's still flowing. It's still flowing.
It's not too late, Private. You can always start wearing a red bread pan on your head instead.
Your youthful vigor is manifest, young man. Your cheeks are glowing redder than your Hachimaki.
Rynosuke,
I will end you one day once I master this tongue twister. Why do so many words have to be so similar? Imagine in Japanese. Holy shit. So, looking forward to the Great Britain then, where you'll deliver speeches in the court of English. I suppose I can always shell seashells on the seashore. Oh, he said that perfectly! I mean me, but still, he said that perfectly, so he doesn't have any trouble. Oh well. Anyways,